Hey there, innovation champions. Melissa Dinwiddie here. If you know me at all, if you've been following me on LinkedIn or subscribed to my newsletter or have been watching any of these YouTube videos at all, you know that I used to be a professional artist. But just because I was a professional artist for many years doesn't mean that I didn't deal with creative block. And in fact, I have really struggled with creative blocks my entire adult life, which is why I wrote my book, The Creative Sandbox Way. And I want to share a story that might surprise you. When I finally came back to making art after a long period of stuckness many years ago, this has actually happened to me many times, but this one particular time I'm thinking about, I screwed up my courage and I pulled out some stretched canvases that were still in their plastic packaging. I'd never worked on stretched canvas before, and I'd had these canvases sitting in a corner of my studio for a really long time. And I pulled them out and I started splashing some paint around. And while I would love to tell you that the art that I made that day was glorious and beautiful, the harsh reality is that it was seriously ugly. But you know what? That didn't bother me, because the feeling that I experienced while I was following my curiosity and playing in the creative sandbox, that was pure joy. And that painting, that really ugly painting, ended up being just the first of many layers that I painted on that canvas. And yes, it was god awful after that initial session, but I needed that first layer of crap to get me to the final painting, which brings me great joy and delight and still hangs in my studio wall, on my studio wall to this very day. As I like to say, we need the crap to fertilize the good stuff. So, what does this have to do with innovation in business, innovation in tech? Everything. Because you see, pursuing terrible innovations isn't just permitted, it's essential. And here's why. Just like my Create the Impossible framework, first we have to make first drafts, because first drafts spark breakthroughs. Just like that first ugly layer of painting became the foundation for what has become a cherished artwork, your team's terrible first attempts contain the seeds of brilliance, but only if you let them exist. Second, permission drives participation. When you explicitly encourage terrible ideas, crappy first drafts, you create psychological safety. Team members who might otherwise stay quiet start contributing, and that's where the magic happens. Third, speed beats perfection. In today's fast-paced tech world, a fast-paced world in general, waiting for the perfect innovation, that means falling behind. So terrible prototypes get you moving and learning fast. And this is exactly why my Create the Impossible framework starts with these 3 essential steps. Step number 1, play hard. When I splashed paint on that canvas, I wasn't trying to make a masterpiece. I was playing. I was following my curiosity. I was getting into that mind space of being a little kid. And that playful mindset is exactly what enables breakthrough innovation. Think about it. Would Google Maps exist if someone hadn't first made the quote unquote terrible suggestion of photographing every street in the world. I mean, think about it. That idea way back when must have sounded completely ridiculous at first. Not so ridiculous now, right? Second step in my Create the Impossible framework is to make crap. Make crap. Because remember, we need the crap to fertilize the good stuff. Now, this is not just a cute saying. It is a fundamental principle of innovation. I've done a lot of work at Meta, where I've worked with brilliant researchers, and they sometimes get stuck trying to make their insights really perfect before they share them. But when they give themselves permission to share their terrible first drafts, something kind of magical happens. Their colleagues build on those drafts in unexpected ways, and that can lead to breakthroughs that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And the third step in my Create the Impossible framework is learn fast. Each terrible attempt teaches you something valuable. So my first layer of paint on that canvas showed me how the canvas absorbed color. It showed me, I remember I hadn't worked on canvas before, so it showed me how inks and paint moved. It showed me there was actually collage in there. It showed me what happened when I painted over the collage. It showed me what happened when I added water. It showed me, I don't even remember all the different media that I used because they ended up getting covered up, but it showed me all the ways that they interacted with each other. Now, these were not failures. They were data points. And the same principle applies in tech innovation, in any kind of innovation. Every terrible prototype brings you closer to breakthrough solutions. So here's your challenge for this week. What is one terrible innovation that you could pursue? Maybe it's a rough prototype that just makes you cringe, or maybe it's a wild idea that you've been too embarrassed to share, or maybe it's a really stupid solution to a persistent problem. Remember, your next breakthrough innovation might start with your worst idea yet. So what's the terrible idea that turned into something amazing in your organization that already happened? Share your story in the comments below. And if you're ready to harness the power of imperfect innovation, click the link in the description to book a complimentary innovation strategy session. And let's explore how embracing terrible ideas can transform your team's creative potential. If you found this deep dive into the power of imperfect innovation valuable, hit that like button and subscribe to join our community of innovation champions. Don't forget to ring that notification bell to learn more strategies for driving innovation in your organization. Until next time, stay curious, stay playful, and keep creating the impossible. See you next time. Ciao.